Hello everybody and welcome to Fruits Basket episode, oh my god, 19? I think we're on 19 episode review. So, I'm going to straight up start by saying, this episode would have been drastically changed if it was like made now, like the manga. And to be honest, I kind of like admire the balls of them keeping it exactly the same, considering how they joke about some stuff which nowadays can't really joke about. And whether that's a good thing or not, that's up to you. I'm not getting into that debate, but I figure I'll start by saying that. Well, I mean, we'll get to it later, the rest of it. But yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it for what it was, but I was looking at it a lot and I was thinking, yeah, this hasn't aged too well. Oof, can't really get away with that anymore, you know? But, you know, it's as long, I think if you go in, this show, Fruits Basket in general, if you go in knowing when it was written and how, you know, times have changed and all that, you can still, like, appreciate it. And obviously I'm having a great time, but if this show was more popular, I feel like people might have been offended this week, to put it bluntly. But I'm not offended because I don't get offended. That's basically where we're at. But anyway, enough of the serious stuff. Let's actually get on with the episode. I mean, there'll be more serious stuff that I'll discuss as we get in the episode. People know what I'm talking about, probably. But anyway, we'll do it. I'll try and keep myself positive. I am a positive person. I still enjoyed the episode because, you know, I like this show. But yeah, let's get on with it. So the editor's here for Shigure, you know, to hand in the manuscript or whatever. So she calls him, sorry, and he's like, no, I'm at the fast food store, restaurant, whatever it was, takoyaki, I think it was. Then she leaves, runs into a mysterious girl in kimono. We'll get to it. And she apologizes a lot. She's called Richan, or Ritsu is her name, but Richan is her nickname or whatever. Toru runs into her and knows her. I feel like we might have seen her earlier in the season briefly. I don't remember her though. So was it when she was visited the Soma Manor maybe? I don't remember. But Toru knew who she was, so that's, you know, that's a thing. She's the monkey, by the way. Richan is the monkey. She came to meet Toru, and basically we get a little bit more. That's why she came, because everyone else has met Toru. She's like, I want to get more confidence and everything. Shigure bans her from apologizing. So then when Yuki and Kyo come in, they have a little bit of talk, and she accidentally pisses them both off, basically, and she keeps apologizing. Yeah, and then Toru hugs her. She tries running away and gives her a hug, and surprise, she turns into a boy, or she was a boy the whole time. Okay, saw this coming, first of all, because the voice was way too obvious. Way too obvious. Like, you can do... Like, there are anime voice actors have this thing where they can disguise their voices quite well, like in other shows and stuff. This was very obvious. I'm gonna be honest. Like, I feel like they could have done a better job at hiding it. Although, the secret got out in the first episode, so I guess they weren't really worried about hiding it. And also, it's a remake. I guess they assume people would know. It's not the end of the world. Just something I thought was worth mentioning. Okay, so. We'll wait for the second problem, or the first problem. Second problem's later. We'll get to it in a minute. So, as far as I'm aware, or not aware, from my understanding, I should say, so Ritsu does identify as a boy. I gotta make sure I get this right, because people are being annoyed at me, but feels more confident in girls' clothes, but doesn't identify as a girl. I wish they'd make it more clear, you know, because I don't want to call him a he or call her a him. You know what I mean? I don't want to say the wrong thing and then people get mad at me. But from my understanding, and I'll say this now, just so people can't be like, oh, you know, whatever, you're being mean or whatever. I think identifies as a boy, but dresses like a girl. But not, you know, if I'm wrong, tell me. I don't think they were thinking this through back in, when was this written, in the 90s? Like, obviously, you know, times have changed. Maybe it's not a big deal in Japan now. I don't know Japanese climate, political, not political. You know what I'm trying to say. Anyway, back to the episode. I've said all I'm going to say about that. So, yeah, wearing girls' clothes makes him calmer. The editor comes back. Shigure tells Ritsu that the editor is a stalker, and to get rid of her, basically. He goes outside. Problem 2. She's made a noose right on the tree. We had the jokes earlier with the, you know, the self-harm jokes and all that. They're not funny you know, it's more, we're all more aware now. Honestly, I kind of am baffled. It's one of the things that they could have changed, and I don't think many people would have complained. because it's done for just for comedic effect. I know it sounds like I'm being really negative this episode, but that's because there's there's a lot to talk about, and I'm not being negative. Jesus, my throat's dying. It's the third one in a row, but you know, it is worth mentioning that this is where it starts to show its age in a more negative way. I'm still enjoying the show, don't get me wrong, but anyway, yeah. My notes just shenanigans ensue. Eventually, they let her in, and there's more banter. Ritsu knocks the coffee onto the finished manuscript and, you know, ruins it, makes it ineligible. Now he's on the roof. Problem 3. It's like he's about to jump, but he's like, no, I don't even have the balls to jump. Okay, I say problem 3. The problem isn't that plot point itself. It's more the fact that everyone else takes it so casually, you know? Everyone's like, oh, what's he doing up there? You know, that's the problem. But I'm not really going to, you know, get into all that stuff that people argue about. I'm more here to enjoy the anime and what it is. So if you came here expecting an angry rant, you're not going to get that. But yeah, I still want to point out where it's a problem, you know? Still enjoying the show though. Yeah, Toru goes up on the roof, and that's when they start panicking. I feel like, you know, you should be a bit more worried beforehand. Maybe I'm just looking too far into it. Toru then does a little speech, find a reason to be here, find that reason in someone else, and then basically talked him down from the roof. And yeah, then, you know, I guess they're going to be like best friends, even though, you know, you know, they're going to be best friends. Basically, is where we're at. The editor woke up. I didn't mention she fainted after the coffee spill. Ritsu and the editor go to get some food, and he sort of confides in her and tells her what Toru told him. And she's like, you know what? I like that. I like that way of thinking. They get back. The manuscript's finished again. She's Michan. So we got Richan and Michan. This is why I was confused, because I was like, which one they took? Right, it's just similar. Got it. She asks him to be her friend. Shigure then is like, no, that's a boy. And she's like, oh, I'm sorry. And then they start apologizing a lot. But then they're friends anyway. You know, they get along anyway. Doesn't matter. You can be friends no matter what gender you are. There's a happy message to end this episode. But yeah, like, this episode, yeah, like I said, I mean, I sound negative. And that's not because I'm negative. It's because this episode didn't handle what it was doing too well in, like, by current day standards. But it's understandable because back then it wasn't a big deal. That's all I'm going to say on that. I enjoyed the episode for what it was. I hope in my, you know, talking about it, I haven't stepped on too many toes. I hope I haven't offended anyone. Like, I don't think I said anything too offensive, but if I did, let me know, because it was not my intention. And I'd rather people be like, hey, you know, that was a bit harsh, and I'll be like, oh, okay, I'm sorry. I'll fully say it right now. I'm sorry, didn't mean it. But, yeah, still enjoyed it. Still looking forward to see where the story goes. I don't think season 1 is going to resolve too much, obviously, because we've got so much more to come, confirmed. So yeah, I am still excited though. Like, I know I have been kind of negative this week, but on the whole, I'm still very happy with this show. So don't let my change of opinion or whatever, or not change of opinion. You know what I mean? Let's just end this. I'm rambling now. I'm trying to cover my butt every time I speak. So let's just end the episode. So, thank you everybody for watching. I hope you did enjoy this episode. If you did, consider subscribing. There's many more on the interwebs, specifically my YouTube channel. That's where there's loads of reviews. Thank you everybody for watching. I'll see you next week for another episode. And bye guys.